Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is great. And I have a bit of a confession. um, a confession of sorts, I should say. And that is that over the past couple of months, as I've been building the router table and I've been spending a significant amount of time down here working on projects, I have really enjoyed my time working on these projects. Um, Number one, I just really enjoyed being creative or being not necessarily creative. I wouldn't call that router table creative, but I've enjoyed making it, right? I enjoyed the time making it. But that's not what this confession is about. This is more about a lesson that I have learned at 43 years old that I feel is a little bit ridiculous to admit to because I think it's a lesson that every single person on this planet already knows or should know as an adult, and it took me this long to get there. And it's a lesson that was bored into my head as a kid, and I just ignored it uh, I, because me. Um, that lesson is, as I've been working in this space, as I have been building these things and using all of the tools between drill press, table saw, jointer, planer, bandsaw, sanders, now the router table, all of my hand tools and clamps and all that sort of stuff, I have been consciously deciding that when I'm done using a tool, I put it away. And that's a new thing for me. That's a revelation for me. I think you can tell. If you look at my workbench, it looks like a cluttered mess. Only because I don't know where to put this guy yet. I haven't found a space to put the buffer and the pads. I need to build a drawer or something for it. I might need to build the set of drawers that I've been talking about building here for a long time to put that in. That might be an upcoming project. But, I have always been a messy person. Not dirty, just I've always been that. I've had that kind of, artist's clutter. It would be the way I would describe it. Just stuff that I have used is just sprinkled about. And I was always that kid that if you walked into my room, it looked like a tornado had gone through, but I knew where everything was because I remembered where I put it last. And while that might work in a junk drawer or in an artist space, this isn't that. This isn't a junk drawer or an artist space. This is a place where I need to make something happen. And in order to be able to make a clapboard, I need to know where the tools are that I need to do this. I need to know where the hardware is, and I need to make this. And I need to be able to rapidly make that thing while it's in my head without losing the focus on it. And that only happens when I know where everything is, and I can't spend time looking for it. And so what I have found, and this seems like a silly thing to admit, is, say I drill out the holes in this plate. When I'm done, I take the drill bit out of the drill press and I put it in the thing. And then later I realized I needed to make this guy with holes in it, because this is what actually, this is what this all hinges on, is these little hinge plates that I made. I realized I needed to make that, and that I needed that same drill bit again. But I already knew where it was. In the meantime, chances are I have used that tool, especially on the project that I can't show you. I used it to drill holes, and I'm pretty sure between doing these things, because the paint was drying here, I needed to make this, I had needed to use that tool again. Well, past Chevee would have taken the drill bit out and just kind of set it on the bench, thinking, I'm going to use that in a little bit. I don't want to lose it. And then use the drill press. And then the next time I needed to make this, I would have gone over there. There'd have been a weird drill bit in there that I didn't need. I'd had to take it out and try to find the other one. Well, the simple solution to that is, if I'd have just put it away in the first place, it would have been right there. And I know this is like the dumbest realization ever. Like, I feel stupid for saying this out loud. Like, if you put stuff away, you know where it is. Idiot. Right? Like, that's how I feel talking to myself right now. But it's been a revelation that has made my shop time way more accessible and enjoyable. Way more fruitful, because I know exactly where everything is. And yeah, it sucks to, when I use the table saw and I put my dado stack blade in there, when I'm done cutting it, before I come back and continue working on the project, I take that blade out and I put my regular blade back in there so that my regular blade is already set up. So the next time I come down here, there's not some barrier of, oh, crap, I gotta change the blade. Which I know sounds like a tiny thing to get pissed off about, but it's those tiny little things that stacked up to the point that I wouldn't want to come work, because it's like, I gotta change the thing on the saw, I gotta put this away, I gotta find my thing, I gotta put this over the, it's like all these little moments get in the way of being able to make a simple, quick thing. When if I had just put it away, if I had taken that time in the moment, again, I know this sounds stupid and ridiculous, it would have been so much easier on myself. It would have been so much easier. So, it's been great. It's been really, really good to be able to come down here and just cut loose and make something, as simple as a little clapper board that I don't need, but I want. And I'll use it. I'll use it for making shots. But anyway, 43 years old, I finally figured out how to put stuff away. And I think you should too. If you don't already put stuff away, you should learn that lesson and figure out that putting stuff away makes the space much more inviting. As we've talked with the videos, anything that gets in my way of making these videos gets in my way of making these videos, and then they don't get made. So I've tried to cut out all excess, meaning editing and sound. I've tried to make it all work in one go. And that's how we've been doing this for the last 7 years, 6.5 years. So that's what I have for you today, a small confessional. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is mendacity. It is a noun meaning a tendency towards or habit of being a dishonest person. The human condition is composed of unequal parts of courage, friendship, ethics, self-sacrifice, brutality, degeneracy, and mendacity. Harlan Ellison, an American author. Mendacity. M-E-N-D-A-C-I-T-Y. Is that like mansplaining? Is men in there? Like, I guess men in that regard is all of us. Mendacity. Or maybe it's something completely different.